Call me crazy, but I feel like anytime something you're supporting gets attacked by lobbyists, you're probably supporting the right thing. Here's what I mean. Video Games Europe has made a statement about stop killing games, and it's just about as bad as you think it is. With banger lines like this, "We appreciate the passion of our community. However," anytime a company says however, it means that they're about to tell you why what you're doing is not what they want to do. "Decisions to discontinue online services is multifaceted, never taken lightly, and must be an option for companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable." Well, the good news is Stop Killing Games isn't asking you to keep your games online forever. Private servers are not always a viable alternative options for players, as the protections we put in place to secure player data, remove illegal content, and combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave the right holders liable. Well, first off, I feel like private servers are definitely always a viable alternative, considering that having them has never really been an issue until greedy companies have started making single-player games with always online requirements. Secondly, we are completely aware that it's going to be a rough experience because, well, as we said, the games are no longer going to be supported. We know that it's not going to be a polished experience. And third, you're talking about the game companies being liable for these games and that data security might be a problem, but who is one of the members of Video Games Europe, the lobbying group? That's not Sony Interactive, is it? Now, why do I have this weird feeling that Sony and customer data security don't go together very well? Oh, that's right, because Sony is responsible for one of the largest data breaches in video game history. Let's just take a look at some of the other companies involved. We got EA and Nintendo. Oh boy, there's Activision. Obviously a very upstanding group of game publishers and developers, but here's a question. If you're worried about the liability of things getting added to a game after you support it, why not write in the end user license agreement that once you drop support, you're not responsible for what players do? Regardless, the last thing they say is just absolutely stupid. These proposals would curtail developer choice by making these video games prohibitively expensive to create. I call BS right there. For me personally, I feel like if making a game usable once you shut your servers off makes it prohibitively expensive, then you have a budgeting issue. Because Halo 3 cost $30 million to develop. It had online matchmaking, which was server reliant and was eventually sunset, but even after the servers were shut off, you could still do Xbox Live connections with custom games, you could still do System Link, you could still do co-op, you could still do single player, and you could literally access everything. The only thing that lost access was matchmaking. And by the way, if you think $30 million is a lot, Concord cost $400 million to develop and was only around for 2 weeks. Anyway, the point is, lobbyists suck, and I really wish it was illegal and that these people didn't have jobs because they're fighting on behalf of these horribly anti-consumer companies to tell you that you are not allowed to keep the thing that you purchased, and they're scared now because Stop Killing Games has enough momentum. So no, keep fighting, keep signing if you haven't already. You deserve to keep the game you paid for.